Hey everyone! Today I'm gonna do something a little different than our normal gaming videos. Today I'm gonna give you a list of 5 books that I recommend. It would be larger, but these kinds of books are kind of like in the same fiction fantasy genre, I guess if that's what you want to call it. And I wish I had more, but I don't. They're not in any particular order. I just wanted, like I said, I wanted to do something different from me and Anthony, or Anthony and I's gaming videos. So today that's what I'm gonna do, plain and simple. I'm done rambling about it. I'll get my notes together here, because I don't know what I want to say. Well, I do know what I want to say, but if I do it without reading something, then I'm just gonna go on forever about it, like I have been already. Well, like I said, these are in no particular order to read, like the best versus the worst. No. They're just what I like and what I've read either multiple times, or like it was one of those books where you could not put it down. So my first book to recommend, and yes, I'm gonna be recommending this book because there are some people who have seen the movies, but they have not read the books. There are people out there, and my bookworms, please do not hate me, but I had this book when I was younger, and it went on multiple vacations with us to North Carolina, so that means a lot of time sitting on the beach and a lot of time for neglect. So the first series, of course, I'm going to recommend is Harry Potter! And as you see, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, look at the spine. It's terrible. I need to get a replacement. Luckily, the rest of the series isn't that bad. Now my camera's having a hard time focusing back in on me. Hello. Come on. You can do it. I know you can. There we go. Okay. So, just the first part of the series and the second and the Chamber of Secrets, those are the 2 worst books out of maybe Prisoner of Azkaban is pretty bad, but 4 through 7, mint condition. And for you guys who have not read or seen the movies, the book series is about witchcraft and wizardry, blah, 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 blah. But who hasn't heard of Harry Potter, really? And this is probably the most advanced book on the list as far as vocabulary. It's and as far as like detail, J.K. Rowling really, really like painted the picture as you were reading of what was going on, and when she didn't, you kind of picked up on the subtle hints where you could use your own imagination. But I love Harry Potter because it was addicting, and when I was younger, of course, you know, like I wanted to believe in witches and stuff like that, and Harry, like I saw the first movie before I read the books. When I saw the first movie, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And later down the road, I picked up all of the books that I could and I read them. And it was one of those books that I could not put down. And the way that the books were released, it was kind of like my summer vacation, or the time, I wouldn't say released, but by the time that I got the books, I got it like during my summer vacations of high school. So I would sit in my backyard in our hammock in between 2 trees, and I would just lay there in the hammock and read for hours on end, swinging. But that's that. That's Harry Potter. If you haven't heard about it, then Google it, because I mean, who hasn't heard about this? And if you have only seen the movies, there are a lot of details in the books that were cut out from the movies. My favorite book of this series, I want to say, if I had to choose, it would be 5, Order of the Phoenix, shortly followed by Prisoner of Azkaban. And 5 was the most book that kind of, it was the one that hit home to me. It was after Harry, I don't want to give too much of the story away, but I mean, anyway, most of you have seen it, but after Harry had said that he saw Lord Voldemort come back and nobody wanted to believe him, he felt so alone, and that's how I felt like most of my life, like I was alone, and it's not like on purpose. I think I kind of, I've kind of like shielded myself that way, so, because I didn't want to get hurt, so of course I put up that barrier. And anyway, off topic, but that book really hit home to me, and like I said, there was parts in the book that got cut out from the movie, and I really think that you guys who've seen the movie should read the book. And I'm done rambling about Harry Potter, because yes, everybody has heard of it. Everybody knows about it. Yeah. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Beautiful Dead. Now, each book of this series, if it'll focus, each book of the series is based off one person. This series, now I gotta focus my camera back in. Sorry guys, my camera's not, I mean, it's advanced, but when it comes to filming, not so much. Come on, wakey. Oh well, I'm gonna go on. The Beautiful Dead series is about zombies. Zombies! Who doesn't love zombies? And it's not like the blood, guts, and gore zombies. It's just about people coming back from the grave to settle unfinished business. Basically, you can kind of think of it as The Crow, kind of like a revenge type thing, but not really. It's not, you know, like I said, it's not like really action packed like that. It's more of like a mystery series. What it's about is that a string of mysterious deaths have happened to a couple of high school students, and that left the town of Ellerton, I think that's the name of the town, on edge. And the most recent death of the high school students was Darina, the main character. It was her boyfriend, and that really hit hard to her. So she's of course wandering around outside of town on like this abandoned property, and she discovers like in her, like, I don't know, sorrow state or grieving state, she's wandering around on this property. She comes across this barn and she discovers the Beautiful Dead, and in the Beautiful Dead is her recently passed boyfriend. So as the story unfolds in the first book, she makes a deal with the leader of the zombies. Zombies? That's so cool to say it. Like, there's a book about zombies that isn't like, I mean, I love horror and like the blood, guts, and gore thing, but this one's kind of strays from the cliche of zombies. I don't know how to describe it, but so Darina makes this pact with the leader of the zombies to help help them, because really Darina was okay, I'm not gonna tell you. You guys just have to read the books. They're so cool. I mean, yes, it has like a love story to it, and it's kind of weird in some ways, but I love the books. It's different. And the past couple of days I've actually been rereading the first book, because I haven't read it in so long. I kind of forgot how it went, but like I said, Darina, she makes a pact with the zombie leader, so she can help these teens who have died recently from our high school, so that she can help them figure out figure out the answers to the questions that they don't have, or that they do have, I'm sorry, and so that way that their souls can rest. But yeah, it's a really cool book series. I actually read book number 2 before I read book 1. I didn't realize it was part of a series. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I saw the cover of it. I think it was in Kmart, actually. And it was in Kmart, like, just browsing around, I think it's like for Christmas gifts or a birthday gift, and I saw this book and I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And like I said, I read the second book and I was like, why? I was like, why is this not making sense to me? And I realized, like, oh, hey, there's a book before it. And so of course I had to go buy the first book, and I still have yet to complete the whole entire series, but I found books 1 and 2 so compelling that I had to recommend the book series. Like, it's just that awesome. And I knew it was kind of girly, like, oh hey, it's a love story, kind of, but it's zombies. Come on, zombies. Anyway, moving on. My third book to recommend, or my third book series to recommend, well, the next 3 book series, these are kind of easier reads. I mean, like I said, Harry Potter was probably the most advanced as far as vocabulary. Man, the dogs are loud. But the next 3 series, they're kind of easy reads. I think somebody who's like maybe 10, you know, getting into that advanced book stage, they can start reading these books. But my next series is the Percy Jackson series. Yes. The author Rick, he did a wonderful job. Like, I don't have an advanced vocabulary. Obviously, you can tell by the way I talk and by my grammar, obviously. But Rick did a really good job. He, this book series, the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, he based these books off of Greek mythology. I was never really into Greek mythology before this, but I was contacted to do a comic book, and I had no idea, well, not a comic book, a graphic novel. I had no idea what a graphic novel was. So, and the graphic novel is based off Egyptian mythology, so I went to the library, got all of these books. I got, actually read the graphic novel. I actually read the graphic novel of the Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, before I read the book series, and I couldn't put the graphic novel down, and that kind of intrigued me. I was like, have you ever heard of, I was asking one of my friends, I was like, have you ever heard of this? And he goes, yeah, it's like an entire book series. I'm surprised you haven't remembered me talking about it. And I was like, no. And he goes, it's really good. It's based off Greek mythology. You should read them. So I got the book series, And I mean, it's not the same as like Harry Potter, but I couldn't put the books down. They were, I don't want to say like action packed, but there is a lot of twists and turns, and there is some action. There's not really a love story going on, so you don't have to worry about that. Who doesn't? For those of you who don't like sappy stuff, it's mostly Percy and his friends and fellow demigods. The demigod is a human-born child that was, I'm describing that wrong. Basically, a demigod is a half human and half god, because they have at least one parent that was a Greek god, or any kind of god, really, I guess. But Percy Jackson and his fellow friends and kind of frenemies, I guess you could say, they throughout the series, they fight evil things, evil beings, demigods who want to take over the world type of thing, and want to overthrow the I can't talk. Of course I can't talk. When I need to talk, I can't. And they want to throw they want to overthrow Zeus, Poseidon, and oh god, there's another one. What is it? Oh gosh. Shit. Basically, they just want to overthrow the old guys and start a whole new Olympus. So Percy Jackson and his friends are battling evil to keep the order of the world, and so that way that the human race is also saved, I do believe. Maybe not so much. I don't know. I just know that the new demigods, they kind of wanted to take over and kind of overthrow the old guys. Anyway, the next book is called, or the next book series, I should say, is called the King Chronicles. Normally I wouldn't put two books with the same author, or the two book series with the same author on a list. But like I said, I'm kind of like, these kind of books kind of are in the same genre. Everything else that I have is either self-help books, or they're of a different, they're like a different type of book. And the Kane Chronicles, it's actually written, it's written in the views of a brother and sister. They were separated when they were young after their mother, quote unquote, died. And Sadie, she is the oldest Kane sibling. She went to London to go live with her parents, and Carter, the younger of the two, lived with his dad, who was an archaeologist who, but their main home was in LA, but they were traveling to Egypt very often. So the Kane Chronicles, with that being said, is based off of Egyptian mythology. I didn't know much about it, and then, like I said, I got contacted for that graphic novel that had some Egyptian mythology hints in it, so I had to like catch up on anything and everything that was Egyptian mythology related. So the King Chronicles, like I said, is written in the view of both the siblings. They're in the first book, their dad gets, I don't know, kidnapped or taken to this other dimension, and Sadie and Carter go on this mission to find him, and they find out a lot of history about their mother, and their dad, and their ties in with the Egyptian gods and goddesses. So I think that's a really cool book series. I haven't read anything quite like the Kane Chronicles, and I like the fact that it's written in 2 points of views. Like one chapter or maybe 2 will be narrated by Carter, and then the next chapter or 2 would be narrated by Sadie. And I kind of think that's cool that Rick did it that way. He's the author, by the way. I'll put all of this information in the description for you guys. So, and like I said, the Percy Jackson series, and the King Chronicles, they're easy reads. So if you have a preteen that is trying to advance their reading, I think this is a good book series. If you're okay with them reading about, you know, the fights and violence. So that's that. And the next book series, it is, I don't know if it's popular, but oh, I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. Never fails. And ignore the buzzing sound in the background. That's my neighbors mowing their grass. Or probably mowing my grass, since we haven't done the front yard in a while. Okay, I think I got it. I don't know. But the next book series, the Barbie dolls are very popular. The TV shows are very popular. I know it's like a big hit with kids that are like 10 years old and younger. I have a sister, that's why I know these things. But I was meandering around in Target, and I knew the Barbie dolls because my mom was telling me about them, or my mom was telling me that's what my sister wanted. So I was wandering around Target. I was looking, of course, in the toy aisle by the Barbies, and I saw the Barbie collection, and I was like, I really wish I had these types of Barbies when I was a kid. I've always been a tomboy, and as I got older, I became more of a fan of Halloween than I did Christmas. So I think you guys know where I'm going with this. So I forget why I went over to the book aisle. I guess I was looking for something new to read. Because when I lived at home, that's like all I did. Like, I didn't want to socialize with people. I just wanted to read. And so nerdy. Hence the YouTube channel name. So I was like, I wonder if this book, because I saw this book, and I was like, I wonder if this is related to the Barbie dolls that I just saw. So I started reading the back of it, and it kind of hinted that it was related to the Barbie dolls, and I was like, I wonder if the books came out first and then it was so popular they did the dolls, or if they did the dolls first and then the books. Anyway, but the next book series, and it's really easy, so I think a parent can read it to their child, or any child who can read. I mean, I think that if they're comfortable with a chapter book, I think this would be a cool chapter book for them to read. Like I said, it's like kid friendly, so might as well. So Monster High is the name of the next book series. Like you guys already know, or most of you may already know if you've watched the YouTube or videos before, I'm a huge kid at heart. So seeing the Barbie dolls, thinking how cool they were, and seeing that this book was kind of related to it, I was like, alright, I'm gonna read it. And it's a little under, I don't know, my reading stage, I guess you could call it. But I thought it was hysterical. It was funny. There was this one part, I forget who was in the bathroom, but I think it was Frankenstein and some of the other monsters at Monster High. She was in the bathroom, I think it was like her first day or whatever, and she was like so nervous that her bolts or whatever you want to call them was like starting to like send out like high electricity. So she went to the bathroom, she was in the stall, and she like let out this burst of energy, and there was somebody else in the bathroom with her, and they're like, man, Sheila's from the down under, or Sheila's letting out thunder from the down under. And I just started laughing out loud. I mean, lucky I was home, so nobody thought I was crazy, but it was hysterical. You really have to read the book to understand the part that I'm talking about, or if you already have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I have a hard time like reading things and like memorizing like the exact thing that happened, or like I was never a good note taker in high school, so like I just can't reiterate everything that I read. Like I have to like take serious like notes. I almost have to copy it like word for word. Harry Potter, I've read it so many times. I kind of remember most of the stuff, but in order to talk about it, like I really have to read it again. Sorry, my throat's kind of dry. So that's pretty much my book list for you guys that I recommend. I'm sure some of you are wondering why Twilight and The Hunger Games and other stuff like that isn't on the series. The reason why they're not on the series is because I'm one of those few people that have not read Twilight. I've seen the movies, or most of the movies. I've seen the first movie. I've seen New Moon and Eclipse, but that was it. I haven't seen the new ones, and I haven't read the books. They were highly popular in high school, and I tend to go the opposite way of popular, with a few exceptions, like YouTube. That's a popular thing, and here I am doing it. And a lot of people were talking about it. I was like, I don't see what the big deal about it is. I watched the movies only because I had friends who wanted to see it, and I was like, okay, whatever. But anyway, like I said, Twilight and Hunger Games, have not read the book series, so I can't really put those on this list if I haven't read them. And like I said before, the Monster High, the King Chronicles, the Percy Jackson series, those are very kid-friendly, and well, if you think that they're kid-friendly, you might as well read them to your kids. Or they're kind of like easier reads for people who don't have like a high vocabulary or have problems understanding the more advanced books, like me. So that's pretty much my book recommendation list. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, kinda, sorta. I know I ramble a lot, and I kinda jump thoughts in mid-sentence and don't finish them, so I apologize if you had a hard time following. But it's who I am. I mean, I can't, like, I could try to change it. I will work on trying to change it, like being more, being able to communicate better. That's it. But But yeah, if you guys like this book list, or if you want to recommend a book to me, feel free to comment in the comment section below. Definitely, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button to let me know that I'm doing something somewhat right. And of course, if you want to check out our gaming videos, head on over back to the channel and check those out. We got a couple of categories for those, and we have also had some blind bags and, again, dry throat. We have some blind bags and blind boxes openings on the channel as well, so if you guys are interested in that, check it out. If you guys want to get notifications, of course, hit the subscribe button. We like that. And that's all. I might be doing more of these videos, like must read or book recommendations, like on other genres and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, of course, drop a comment below and let me know. I just wanted to do this one to see how it kind of played out, and then maybe I can go from there about doing more outside of gaming videos. So that's pretty much it that I have to say for today. Love you guys. Bye.